Hello! Welcome to your fourth Java tutorial. In our previous Java tutorials, we've learnt about variables, ints and strings. Today, we're learning about arrays. In the previous Java tutorials, we had variables. Variables could only hold one value, but an array can hold as many as you like. So, we're going to need to declare our array. So, when you declare an array, you declare the type of the array. The type of the array is what it can hold. So if you want the array to hold strings, you will have string. To define it as an array, you need two square brackets. Then you have it equals a new string array, but inside these brackets you put how many values you want it to hold. I want it to hold 20. So, it's giving us an error. This error is saying variable detector ID is expected after this token. This is because we need to put a name, so my array as such. So we've declared an array, but how do we put stuff in it? Quite simple really. We name our array, such as my array, and then we put the position we want it to put in, then you put it equals to whatever you want it to equal, so blah, pretty much. And you're thinking, hang on, surely the position will be 1, but no, when you make an array, everything starts at 0, and the last thing you could put in would be 19. If you put 20 in, as I'm about to do now, when we run it, we'll get an error. And this error is called a compile error, because you get it when you compile it. Here we go. One moment. Here it says exception in thread main, blah 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 blah. It says array index out of bounds exception. This means that it's reached out of the bounds of the array, and if we put in here 200, that's most definitely out of the bounds of the array. So when we run this, we will get out of the bounds, because it's way out of our 20 spaces we allotted for the array. So we're going to have to put 19, so it goes 0 through to 19, so in total 20 values. And you're thinking, okay, it's quite cool, but I want to declare all the values of my array on one line. All you simply do is you say string my array equals new string, but instead of new string, delete that entirely and put 2 parentheses. Inside the parentheses put the values. So first, second and third. This basically is placing values in chronological or number order. So this will be the 0th point on our array, that will be the first, and that will be the second. I've got quite a nice little diagram for you to explain all of this. I got this from the Java website. It's quite useful, I think. Let me quickly drag it in. There we go. This pretty much explains, so at our first index, we will have first. The first index is 0. We haven't declared anything for the 8th index, so we won't get anything. But for the third one, we won't get anything either, but for the second one, we will get third. Once that has been explained, we can now move on to making different types of array. Very simple, you just type the type of array you want, same as any variable type. So we're going to have an int, we're going to make the int equal myInt, and then we're going to set the values to so forth. Doesn't like that extra comma I put in. If you want to print any value of these arrays, simply type your printing system out the print line, then type your array name, and then type what do you want, such as what value of the array you want it to print. So I haven't declared a 7th value of my array, so when we run this, we get an exception because there isn't a 7th value. Because we've only declared 3 values, so it's going, okay, since there's only 3 values, there's only going to be 3 values in the array, and that's all the array is going to be able to hold. So it's saying, you want 7, can only hold 3, that's out of bounds. So to combat this, we don't put 7 in, we put 2. Run this, and as you can see, we get third. If we want, we can add a nice space here, and then we can add something as my int. If we just put my int there, we will get this odd looking thing. To combat this, I'm going to put 3 in here, and we will simply get, if I can click on it, third 1, 2, 4, 3. Simple enough. Before I go, one last thing I want to show you. There's different ways of printing stuff out. So for instance, I can have system.out.print just by itself, and if I put hello in here, when we run this, what it does is this, which is third 1, 2, 4, 3 and hello. Might be thinking it's no different, but if we swap these around, run it, we get this, which is third 1, 2, 3 hello, and you can see it hasn't made a new line. Basically this is printing it out on whatever line, this is making a new line and printing that out. Because we haven't defined line in here, it's just jumping all of that to the nearest line, which is the one that says hello on it. That's pretty much it. We can have lots of different types of array. Just quickly going to copy and paste this. I don't really expect you to copy this at all, I'll get lost. Here we go, it's working. Lots of different types, as you can see. Pretty much all of those are numbers up to there. That's true or false. That's a single letter, we'll talk about that later. And there's our good old friend string. That is all you need to know for arrays for now. In later tutorials I'll go on about them more, teach you some quite interesting stuff you can do with them, including a program that will print out every one of these, every value in the array, from first to last. But till then, goodbye.